In the previous video we have created a simple action for scheduled work in which agent just prints a hello world on the screen. In the settings of agent we've seen some physiological actions, right, such as drinking, being hungry, tired, and so on. Well, let's play with this a little bit. So one thing that we want to do is make sure that this add UI is clicked on in the spawn behavior, which adds a specific UI to the spawned agent. So if I go to the demo agent here, I get this vAgent UI in here, which I can turn on, and I get this very nice UI which tells me the current time of the simulation, what is happening to the agent, and I control the physiological properties of the agent. So I can see that the agent just got tired and basically he sat on the ground. But before, I'm gonna make the day a little bit longer so it's more controllable. So let's make it 10 minutes and night about 2 minutes, which is okay. And I'm going to run this again. So now my day is 10 minutes and night is 2, and I go to the agent, enable the UI, and I make agent thirsty, right? So what is happening now, if I pause this, it is telling me it is complaining about two different things. First of all, it's telling me that agent is missing the target action. If I would go to the action for drinking, agent is searching for fountain in here. It's searching for object called fountain. So I need to tell agent what is the fountain from which this agent can drink. And then the second bit this is complaining is that the agent needs to be placed on navmesh. So the agent will automatically find, will try to automatically find that fountain. So first thing that we're going to do is in this spawn we add a new component called blackboard, and we add a new Unity agent, Unity engine game object. Where are you? There we are. And we name it fountain. And currently there is no fountain on the scene, right? So we're gonna add it first. So we're going to add a new fountain. So we should have a model of the fountain somewhere. Oh, yeah, I think it's in my prefabs folder. Objects, well, yes, perfect. So there is my well. And if I undo it, it's just a simple well. That's good. And so now what I'll do is I will assign this well to the vAgent. So I go back to the spawn and I say that this is the well from which agent can drink. So I'm just going to drag and drop it up in here, right? So that's the first bit. So now the agent can find this fountain. So that's good. So let me click on the agent again and show UI and make it thirsty. But the problem is that the agent now starts walking without any purpose because it cannot automatically navigate, right? It is missing a very important navigation data. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here in the navigation. You can go to window navigation. There you go, window navigation. And I'm going to bake a new navmesh. Right, so I'm just going to click on bake and nothing happens. The problem of this is that I need no object in my scene is considered to be static. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to position this well in my statics folder, and I'm going to mark my whole statics folder as static, right? You can handpick what you want to, so what you want to select. The most important here is navigation static. So if I go back to navigation and I click on bake, it will take a little bit of time. back again. So click on. There we go. There is my so here is my navmesh map, right? So it's quite simple, but it's all I needed, right? So when I click on this now, the agent, so I set again his thirst to max, so thirsty. So now agent should be able to navigate to the object, and this is still not the case because, oh yeah, there we go. I get an error in here saying the target object is not interactive, which is true, right? The problem is that the well is not an interactive object. There is no interactive script on this. It's just, there is nothing on top of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a new behavior called interactive object with behavior tree, so interactive LGBT, and I'm going to add a new action on top of it called, I think it should be, let me check it out. So we'll go to spawn agent, physiology, and I'm gonna check out what the drink behavior tree is doing. So so he goes to fountain and he executes a default action. So there's not a specific action. So all I need to do here is it executes a default action. So all I need to do is on my well is I need to add just one action, for example called thirst or drink, should be better, and I'm going to add a new behavior tree called drink from fountain. We will create our own behavior tree shortly, right? Up here you can specify all the different actions that a given object provides. So for example, we can not only drink from the fountain, but we can probably also gather some water from the fountain. And we can also specify modifiers, right? So this follows the Sims methodology, in which I can provide, okay, so what is the performance modifier delta for specific performance modifier function. So for example, for my thirst, there will be, I would say for my bladder, this increases my bladder, for example, by 30, right? This is not implementing, so this is up to you guys to implement this bit. I just created a UI and a data structure that holds this. And then on top of that, I can add these personality modifiers. So I can say, all right, blood for a lazy person, it's gonna affect this by -30, and for example, for somebody who is really mean, I'm gonna say mean people, their bladder gets filled even more, right? Like I said, this is still not implemented. You guys need to implement this bit. So how this will affect the performance, right? So I'm just gonna keep this drink from fountain. I'm gonna remove this action, and let's execute this now. Alright, so going back to demo agent, show UI thirsty. Alright, agent correctly started to navigate towards the fountain and correctly also executed the animation. Alright, so now we have agent nicely drinking from the fountain, which is quite nice. But what you saw there is that agent basically approached the well, then got teleported in the middle of the fountain, and then escaped again, right? So let me show you exactly this happened here. So I'm gonna go in here, again, enable this and enable thirst. And now agent comes here, he gets teleported in the middle and then get expelled outside, right? So this is a combination of two things. So the agent is a navmesh agent that can only move on the navmesh. But the object, interactive object, always forces the agent to interact with it from a specific location. So agent needs to be positioned at a specific location when it interacts with the object. In this case, I have not specified that location from which the agent should start interact with the object. And the problem here is that agent gets, because of that, agent gets teleported in the middle of the object, and because agent is a navigation agent, you see there is no nav mesh. So the script executes the teleport in the middle, but then the Unity engine kicks in and kicks the agent back out onto the nav mesh. I hope that this is clear. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to tell the object that there is another location from which agent should approach it, right? So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to tell in the offset bit, and I'm going to move the offset, for example, till here, right? So you get these nice little offsets in here. This controls the X, Y, and Z of the place from which the agent should start the interaction, right? So if I move X left and right, it moves it left and right. And then this modifier modifies where the agent should be looking at when it's positioned. So when the agent approaches from here, when agent will be close enough, it will be teleported into this location and it will start facing this direction, right? So I'm gonna move this a little bit closer, so when he will be drinking nicely over the edge, and also the I'll get to position this around about here, which is fine for me. Okay, so, and the next bit is in here, spawn agent. I think that's all I needed, so let's check it out. So I run this, I call the demo agent, I show UI in the beginning, and then I say thirsty. See that the agent now comes to this location, turns around and starts the interaction. This is exactly what I wanted, right? And it still looks quite dodgy. He's still drinking from the air. So probably what I need to do, and you know, these are all optimizations, is that in the well itself, I really need to move this very close to the border. So probably somewhere all the way here, all the way there, and agent will still be teleported back. So I probably need to modify the navigation mesh, right? Because the agent will be even teleported back in here. So I have two options. My first option is to make this smaller and then rebake the mesh. So actually this bake somehow executed automatically. Right, so I click on bake, and it's still quite bake. Oh no, that's too little. Bake. Okay, and now I can make my well bigger again, so something like this. All right. So now I get my position. Agent won't get shifted away because it will be still stepping on the nav mesh. So going to agent, enable show UI, thirsty, kicks in, agent comes here, stays where it should, and now it's drinking pretty much from the water.